What if I told you there was a way to learn 10 times faster than anyone you know, without spending hours studying, without boring flashcards, and without extra effort? Today, I'm going to show you the secret hacks used by spies, scientists, and memory champions, and how you can apply them to your life right now. Forget everything you thought you knew about learning. This is your new superpower. Let's start with a secret that seems like science fiction: learning while you sleep. I know it sounds crazy, but stay with me. This isn't about listening to a textbook on repeat all night. It's about leveraging a specific brainwave state, the theta state. This is the dreamy state you're in right as you're falling asleep. Scientists have found that this window is when your brain is incredibly receptive to consolidating memories. So, how do you use this? Right before bed, briefly review the most important information you want to learn, just 5 minutes. Then, as you drift off, you can play specific audio frequencies like theta wave binaural beats to help your brain process and store that information more effectively. It's like turning your brain into a sponge while you rest. A little micro hack to get into the zone before you even start studying. Create a focus trigger. It can be anything: snapping your fingers, taking a deep breath, or even a specific scent. This small action signals to your brain, okay, it's time to learn. Now for the second secret, one that memory champions swear by: stop just reading and start teaching. It's called active recall. Think about it. How many times have you read a chapter, closed the book, and immediately forgotten most of it? That's passive learning. Active recall flips that on its head. After you study a section, close the book and try to explain the concept out loud, as if you were teaching it to someone else. You'll immediately notice gaps in your understanding. That's the magic. Those gaps are your learning roadmap. You now know exactly what you need to go back and review. Instead of rereading the entire chapter, you're surgically targeting your weak spots. It feels harder, but it's exponentially more effective. It's the difference between watching someone swim and actually jumping into the pool yourself. Ready for trick number 3? This is a game changer used by top CEOs and entrepreneurs: the 80-20 principle. Also known as the Pareto principle, it states that roughly 80% of your results come from just 20% of your efforts. In learning, this is pure gold. Instead of trying to learn everything about a subject, identify the fundamental 20% that will give you the most bang for your buck. Learning a new language? Don't start with complex grammar rules. Start with the 1,000 most common words. That alone will allow you to understand about 85% of daily conversation. Want to learn to cook? Master the fundamentals, knife skills, heat control, seasoning, before you ever touch a complicated recipe. By focusing on the essentials first, you build a strong foundation and see rapid progress, which keeps you motivated to continue. It's about working smarter, not harder. The next hack might sound counterintuitive, but it's crucial for rapid growth. Fail fast. We're often so afraid of making mistakes that we move slowly and cautiously. But top performers, from Silicon Valley innovators to professional athletes, treat failure as data. Every mistake is a learning opportunity in disguise. The cycle is simple: experiment, reflect on what went wrong, adjust your approach, and repeat. Don't be afraid to try something and get it wrong. In fact, seek it out. The faster you make mistakes, the faster you get the feedback you need to improve. Think of a baby learning to walk. They fall down hundreds of times, but they don't see it as failure. They just adjust and try again. Adopt that mindset. Every stumble is a step forward. Now let's talk about a subtle but powerful technique called modified practice. Our brains get bored with repetition. If you practice the exact same thing over and over, you hit a plateau. To break through it, you need to introduce slight variations. If you're learning to play a song on the guitar, try playing it faster, then slower, then with your eyes closed. A tennis player might practice with a slightly heavier or lighter racket to fine-tune their muscle memory. By constantly changing the conditions just a little, you force your brain to adapt and strengthen the neural pathways more deeply. This prevents your practice from becoming robotic and accelerates mastery. It keeps your brain engaged and makes learning feel less like a chore and more like a game. Secret number 6 is all about turning your brain into a vibrant, multi-sensory movie theater. It's called sensory memory and mnemonics. Our brains don't remember boring lists of facts very well, but they are fantastic at remembering strange, vivid, and emotional images. This is the principle behind the famous memory palace technique. To remember a shopping list, don't just repeat the words. Instead, imagine walking through your house and seeing a giant carton of milk explode on your couch, eggs rolling down the stairs, and a loaf of bread wearing a tiny hat. The more absurd and sensory-rich the image, the more it will stick. You can also use smells, sounds, or catchy phrases. Need to remember a long number? Turn it into a song. Associate a specific scent, like peppermint, with your study sessions to trigger your memory later. Engage all your senses, and you'll lock information into your long-term memory. Here's another paradoxical secret that will save you a ton of frustration. Learn slowly to learn fast. This sounds wrong, right? But think about trying to juggle. If you start by throwing all 3 balls in the air at once, you'll just create chaos. The right way is to master one ball first. Get comfortable with the arc, the feel, the timing, then add the second, then finally the third. The same applies to any complex skill. Break it down into its smallest sub-skills and master them one at a time. If you're learning to code, don't try to build a whole app on day 1. Focus on understanding a single function. This focused, deliberate approach prevents you from feeling overwhelmed and ensures you're building real, solid competence, not just a shaky illusion of it. Slowing down at the beginning lets you sprint to the finish line later. Before we get to our final, most important hack, let's cover 2 quick, easy wins you can implement today: exercise and hydration. This isn't just about general health. Just 10 to 15 minutes of light physical activity, like a brisk walk or some jumping jacks, right before you study can significantly boost focus and memory retention. It increases blood flow to the brain, delivering more oxygen and nutrients. And don't forget water. Your brain is about 75% water. Even slight dehydration can impair your cognitive performance, attention, and memory. So keep a water bottle handy. These simple physical habits create the optimal biological environment for learning. It's like tuning up your engine before a big race. Finally, the master key that unlocks all the others: your mindset. You must cultivate a growth mindset and embrace total immersion. A growth mindset is the unshakable belief that your abilities aren't fixed, that you can learn anything with effort and the right strategies. If you believe you're bad at math, you've already lost. But if you believe you can get good at math, you're unstoppable. Then combine that belief with total immersion. Don't just study a subject, live it. If you're learning French, change your phone's language to French. Listen to French music. Try to think in French. Surround yourself with the subject. This constant exposure creates a rich learning environment that accelerates your progress beyond what you can achieve in a formal study session. It turns your entire life into a classroom. So there you have it. The secrets to learning anything faster and better. If you apply these techniques together, focus on the 20% that matters, embrace failure as feedback, use active recall, engage all your senses, and truly believe in your own potential, you will learn faster, retain more, and become nearly unstoppable in any field you choose. Try at least one of these techniques today and watch your memory and learning skyrocket. Comment below which hack you'll try first. Share this video with someone who wants to learn faster, and don't forget to subscribe for more brain-boosting hacks. Thanks for watching, and happy learning.